and that was quick hits. Let me talk to the audience real quick. In regards to the topics, that bullshit ass Martin reboot that no one asked for, Maury ending, and Kanye being Kanye. What's y'all takes on that?
I mean, I'm kind of glad Maury ended, to be honest, because it painted black people in bad light. When I was younger, it was entertaining because I didn't understand the full ramifications of what was actually going on. So I'm kind of glad that it ended. It's crazy that the shit went on for 30 years. I didn't even know that, but, you know, it went on for 31 years. As far as Kanye, it's kind of hard for me to comment on Kanye because I honestly don't believe the shit that I see on TV, the news, or social media. I mean, I think he do have mental health issues, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying, he has good points. Like, I wouldn't want my 8-year-old on TikTok. I mean, a lot of the stuff he's saying, I think he's using social media because that's the only tool that he has to fight. You know what I'm saying? The Kardashians, they attention whores. They love attention. And, you know, I think Kanye became that too once he got with Kim. But I think he using the only tool that he has to fight with. So he just using it to the max.
Interesting. Trini, what's up?
So I actually think I disagree, and I'm going to explain why I disagree. So before Kanye West got with Kim Kardashian, he was always an attention seeker. I've been a Kanye fan for a very long time, and he's always liked the spotlight. Social media is not the only way to get your point across, but it is definitely a way to document. So if you pay attention to like actual law cases, the way to try to win is to try to pursue the jury. Or to try to pursue the people, because they're the ones that ultimately see you and make a decision, and then the judge can overrule. So that is the reason for taking to social media, because Kanye West has a very strong voice. However, if Kim were to do the same exact thing that Kanye was doing, Kim's actually a bit more influential because she's the one that created she's the one that trademarked that term viral, because she was the first person to go viral. She was the first person to get paid and monetized for making a post. So she can equally do that. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of who they are, celebrities, their children are hurting. And they will be hurt, unfortunately, because even after the smoke clears with this, it's forever going to be on in the internet, you know. And they can always pull it back up and see it, and they're going to have to relive it. Because, I mean, things that happened with Kim, remember, Kim was known for Kim and Ray J. Even to this day, people still talk about that clip, and that was years ago. They still talk about it. So I just wish that more people, I don't care whether it's a celebrity or not, they would focus more on the children's well-being and their mental health, opposed to allowing their emotions to get involved in there.
I don't have a problem with that. I agree. The children are losing. And like I say, because this man doesn't take care of his mental health, he's not realizing that. And that's the sad part. Big Bag Training, I appreciate you guys. Anybody else want to comment on Quick Hits today? That Pam and Tommy love story that nobody's watching, Maury going away after 30 years, and Kanye being Kanye.
I'm not actually surprised at the Pam and Tommy story at all, given that you see a lot of these rewrites of previous programs being done. You know, you have the NBC where they go back and they take current stars and they put them in a live version of older shows that were in their catalog. You see the revamp of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a dramatic series on Peacock. Mm-hmm. It's actually being produced by Will Smith.
Right.
You see that a lot. It really depends on whether it's done in poor taste or not. You certainly don't want to see a Lifetime movie network quality of a show like Martin. It will be interesting to see what they do with a more kind of dramatic thriller twist on that show. It seems a little odd since it was so far comedic. But we'll see. I think it may do well. They have at least a decent script and some decent actors or actresses in it. If not, then it's really going to upset the fan base that still supports the show, who, by the way, is in the midst as a possible rewrite to bring back their original show in a new format. We'll see how that goes. In terms of Kanye, I don't really think that this is really a matter of his mental health. I think that gets overblown. You have to remember that Kim's mother has probably one of the most powerful public relations firms in the world under her umbrella.
Yes.
And they have all the big tabloid people under their thumb, which is why if you go even on Yahoo right now, every single day you're going to see 2 or 3 articles about something going on with the Kardashian family. They don't even have a show on TV. Like, I got care about Tristan Thompson's baby mama and her child being in a onesie for St. Patrick's Day. I don't care about Kourtney Kardashian and freaking Travis Barker. I don't care about the fact that Kanye is upset that his still wife is getting glazed up by a B-list person from Saturday Night Live. That's why he's ticked off. His wife is committing adultery in real time for the world to see. That's not very fun. It's the woman you got 4 kids with. So I would expect him to react in any way he can to keep control of the narrative, because he doesn't have a public relations order they can fight with the Kardashians are able to do. And they will vilify this and make it seem like they're all up and up. The man had to move from freaking Montana, where he had an estate, to literally right across the street from Kim just to have consistent access to his children. Now, granted, the shenanigans may be a little bit beyond the pale, but he's doing it because that's the only way in which he can actually voice his opinion. Outside of the court case, which is probably sealed to hell's gates, which is why you're not going to hear anything about what really happened. And you see a number of these things going on with people that kind of have the advantage of public relations. But when you dig into the fact patterns, the math ain't mathing. Like this thing with, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Just so happened recently, for instance, they found out that she was trying to holler at A$AP Rocky. So Rihanna and Sierra unfollowed her on Instagram, and Rihanna fired her from being a Fenty ambassador. So, things reveal themselves over time. I think it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I certainly am. But in terms of anything involving the Kardashians or the Kardashian world, things are not always what they appear. You have only to look back in time at what happened with Jordan Woods or Loss of Pippen to see the same thing.
And it's crazy how, with all the drama going on, the Kardashians is at the center of it. So that's why, on the business aspect, I respect the Kardashians. I hardly, if ever, clown anymore. Ever since I started getting into business, I've grown a lot of respect for them, because although they may not be business-minded people, well, they didn't start off as business-minded. They surrounded themselves with business people. Now, look where they are right now. That's why I respect Kris Jenner so much, because of the business part alone. It is always an opportunity. There's always some type of investment to make out of drama. And you're right. The team that they have caters to this, and is a powerhouse at this point. So, Black Man, you are 100% on that. Thank you so much. Now, Rick, I see you in the chat. Anybody on stage? This is an open time to ask me, what is the B.TS Shy Show? How do I do this? And ask me any questions you guys want to ask. If not, we could definitely hop on to the HBCU topic with Ralph Lauren.
So, go ahead, Black Man. So, Chris, are you currently doing all of this solo, or do you have a team that you built to kind of help you with the engineering and all the things?
Me, myself, and I. Just me. Like, if you guys click the link, it'll go to my YouTube. You're going to see me in my room. You're going to see me. I'm broadcasting live from my cell phone. I'm controlling everything from a second remote, which is a desktop, which is the first time. I'm currently on IG Live with another cellular device, and I'm talking to you guys through the iPad right now. And like I tell people, all of this is relatively affordable. So what they do in the production world, in the newscast, all the stuff you see on TV, I'm doing this all from my room, from my home. So when I tell people you can do it too, you can do it. And matter of fact, you can do it better than me. No team, just me.
That's what's up. I guess I'm about to go into Big Bag.
You kind of answered my question, so it's all good. You can move on from me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I don't know. So I guess some of you guys do know I'm of course B.TS a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm a tech guy in my profession. You know what I'm saying? I'm working in IT. I've been doing it for quite some time. I really want to just see people grow, different platforms and whatnot, especially people that look like myself. I don't really want much from it, to be honest with you. Just kind of want to see it. I feel like it'll come back in full circle. You know, you put positivity in the world, it'll come back eventually. You know what I'm saying? I've been in different kinds of spaces. I know how to deal with evil people and dark energy. You know what I'm saying? I've been that person, and I deal with good energy. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to read between the lines and shit. But with that being said, though, I'm trying to build B.TS platform with King because of the following that he currently has, and I want to see him grow. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude.
Me too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and so far, I've put together a lot of things in the back end, but one thing I want to establish with him is I want to get him off of Clubhouse. So I want to do the streaming thing. I see you're streaming and whatnot. I got some questions. I probably have some very specific questions I'll ask you. Maybe I'll write them down and hit you in the back channel about them.
Mm-hmm.
But like so far, what I want to do is I want to show what's exactly on this application. So for example, right now we're looking at these different icons and whatnot, and who's talking and things like that. I want to show that kind of stuff on the live feed, as well as I want to show a portion of itself, kind of similar to what you're doing. But I just have a vision for it, and I have also a vision for it when it comes to monetization. Because I don't think I feel like what's behind the money is going to be controlling the voice. So in other words, like for example, if you had let's say Pampers or whatever is your sponsor, that's an iconic brand, that's household name. It's a Fortune 100 company. You know what I'm saying? That company is going to have if they put a lot of money into your pocket, they're going to be able to control what you say. So I have a different route that I'm trying to go in regards to like where the money's coming from and how things are going to be, how the stream comes through. That way, it will free content creators up, whether it's on larger platforms like YouTube or something like this, you know, or what's the other joint? It's black-owned streaming company. I forgot what it's called.
All black? No. Streaming company. Social media?
No, it just came out recently. I gotta find the damn name of it. I'll find it. But
it's not Zeus Network, is it?
It's like a streaming thing, just like this. It's just
I know what you're talking about. Shoot. Piff, Riff, something, Raft.
Yeah, no.
Riff Raft or something like that.
I'll figure it out. But anyway, my point I'm trying to make is that you know, man. So yeah, I definitely need you to back channel with some very, very specific questions about it. But I think that we can get the ball rolling with him, and you know, who knows? You know, people who are early in the process could be stakeholders in it if they have value to bring.
Right.
And you know, that's something to take up with with King and whatnot. But ultimately, that platform can grow and be very large, and it's something to be looked at. And it'd be nice to see him on a bigger platform. Because I'll be honest with you, you look at somebody like Kevin Samuels, a lot of shit he spits out, and a lot of that shit is bullshit. To be honest with you. Some of it, you know, has some good points, but for the most part, it's just voices. Whatever the fuck he says out of his mouth is able to just rock because of how large he is on his platform, and I don't like that shit. And you know, if you got somebody like King promoting, for example, polygamy, why can't he be the polygamy, guy on YouTube or whoever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man, that's all I gotta say.
And I'm not gonna put that brother's business out there. He is taking care of something, but once he feels like his time is done in with this what he's taking care of, he will then move over to the bigger platform. But we understand what King is doing. It's very noble, very honorable for him to do. And we understand, and we're going to keep him and his families in prayer. But you're absolutely right. Brytn Smile is a platform that I do promote as well. And also, I didn't let everybody know when they say B.TS and B.TSI, King Chicago's room is Brytn Smile, B.TS. Mine is based off of a Ludacris bar. Many people think I just have the balls to say it. B.TSI, balls to say it. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I mean, and I'm not biting my tongue. At one point in time, I had to. Now that's never happening again. That's why I'm glad with the people that sponsor I'm in business with. It's like this. I hope you guys did your research because I'm not changing my verbiage for anybody. If I step out of line and be severely flagrant, that's one thing. Other than that, I'm always going to say what I'm going to say. I'm always going to be who I am. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Now that was the show.
Can I say something before you move on?
Go ahead, brother.
I just want to let y'all know I specialize in marketing. And my primary form of marketing is YouTube. I've been studying YouTube algorithm for the last 8 years. I think it would be beneficial if me, you, and all guys have a private room sometime because it's too much for me to get into. About what y'all just said, I won't go into detail, but when I first heard King's voice and heard what he said, I was like, this is the second coming of Kevin Samuels. He just don't have the marketing and the promotion, and he's not doing it on, he hasn't moved on to other platforms. But I still think that, and I'm not even saying I want to talk about him. I actually want to talk about you. I'm streaming you live off YouTube right now. And I'm just looking at everything, and you know what I'm saying? I just want to give you your flowers. You're doing the damn thing. So if you ever get a chance to, hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Private room, or I'll send you my number, and let's talk, because I got some ideas for you, and I can give you a lot of tips.
That's the bet. I'm definitely going to link up with you in regards to that. Yeah, man. And you've been very supportive of me in these rooms as well. I appreciate you, brother. Like, real talk, I really do appreciate you. Thank you, man. But
yeah, just ping me in,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. Ralph Lauren, 80 years old, donated $2 million to HBCUs, starting a wardrobe line that's coming out next month. And this is all started with what is his name? Jeter James. Let me get his name right. Yeah, James Jeter. Sorry, he is a Morehouse graduate of 2013. What's your guys' take on Ralph Lauren making a donation and collaborating with HBCUs?
It's kind of a modern update to what they did with the offshoot of the Cosby Show, A Different World, back in the 80s, where you literally had a depiction for really the first time on TV of what it would be like, albeit at a fictional, historically black college and university, to see the experience of young black intellectuals in their natural environment and just the kind of the hijinks that they get into. And the result of that show was a massive increase in enrollment and interest and financial support for HBCUs at a level that really has not declined to pre-levels before the show. And I think that this is just another catalyst for that. I would have liked to have seen, and I do believe they'll probably go back and do this, Ralph Lauren or other labels partner up with more HBCUs to make this more apropos, because there are other HBCUs that are just as high profile. You got Jackson State, you got Florida A&M,
right.
You got Southern, you got Grambling. This is something I can see them doing multiple seasons with. But given this particular history of Spelman, in particular, I understand why they did it, because they have a 120-year tradition of basically wearing dress whites to formal events on campus. And that's very, very, very easy to make a reality when you're thinking about kind of a fashion aesthetic. I'll land my plane there.
Thank you. Now,
but where's the outrage with the sports teams for these same HBCUs licensing with white-owned shoe companies? Nike, Air One, Under Armour, Puma, Reebok. Those licensing deals are in place, and it's actually a major source of income for these colleges and universities. I think this is a coup.
I think it should sponsor. It should trigger these presidents of these universities to go out and proactively seek NIL agreements for their student athletes.
Yep.
And or licensing agreements so they can fund themselves, because they're not getting all the funding from the federal government, and they're not getting all the funding from their prior alumni base. Why not go for it? The money's there and it's being made anyway. It's a win-win for the businesses because they get write-offs, and they get publicity. It's a win-win for the colleges because they get money to improve their facilities, which guess what? Attracts more students.
No, you're absolutely correct about that. What do you guys say about that? To the black people that want to shoot themselves in the leg in regards to this collaboration.
I'm just gonna say, that's the first time I heard about this shit, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, it sounds like product placement to me. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the licensing deal that they were able to get with some of these HBCUs. The reason why these companies did it in the first place is because they knew that these people who were going to be, buying these products and whatnot, they weren't just going to be buying, for example, Under Armour because it said, I don't know, Howard University on it. They were going to be buying it mostly due to the fact that it was Under Armour and then it happened to have Howard University on it, and they were going to pick up some other shit along with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of thing. I saw look at it, to be honest with you. I don't know. There's another thing I was thinking about. I was thinking something else in my mind I was going to say. But I look at like product placement. I think it's great that they're able to fund. That's what it was. I think it's great that they're able to fund, the schools in this way. That's awesome. However, I'm curious about when the money finally gets into the school, what actually happens there. And I know this is a separate issue, but I know a lot of the money's delegated towards administrative duties and also athletics. I mean, and we already know that when it comes to athletes and whatnot and some of these HBCUs, that's the whole issue in itself. A lot of the talent is not there. It's going to PWIs. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious on what the money's going to be used for in the first place once it gets to the schools. You know?
That is a real good point. I remember when I got a scholarship from TSU, a $500 scholarship. It wasn't an athlete or whatever the case might be. I had to make some type of requirements and send a thank you letter to them. No, you're right. How they delegate the funds is very important. I hope they don't do this to the athletic department. I think this should be more aimed towards the academic or the fashion department, or whatever the case may be. How they delegate the money is a good question. It is a real good question. But hopefully, we're going to trust that the people in charge are going to make the right decisions in regards to that money. Because the fact is, they're going to see, not only they're getting this money, they're going to see more in the future if this works. And we expect this to work perfectly. So this is going to be my opinion, this is going to be a nice long relationship with Ralph Lauren and HBCUs. And I just need black people, can you please do us a solid and stay out the fucking way? These kids need this more than you do. Some of y'all are like, you got $166,000, so you good. So this shouldn't bother you. Let these kids who have an opportunity to do better for themselves and do better for the community, let them do what they need to do and get out of their way.